Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode we're going to be continuing with Feed the Beast Revelations. We're going to be taking a step into Flux Network, which I referred to in the last few episodes. It's basically just a wireless network for your power. So instead of having cables run everywhere, it sort of just transfers it wirelessly. Really handy, and it makes everything a little bit neater. A little bit, I guess. And then I also want to get into refined storage. Reason I want to do refined storage, there's a few different mods that you can use for storage. You can use just a basic computer, and you can hook it up to your chest and you can access everything that way. It's not really the most efficient way, I believe. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never messed with the computers in here really. But you could also go the applied energistics route. The reason I don't like applied energistics is it's very expensive early on. So we might get into applied energistics like maybe like late game, maybe switch over from what we're going to be using, which is refined storage, over to applied energistics. And also refined storage is a little bit easier to understand, and it's not as complicated. Once you get used to applied energistics though, it's not too bad, but I'm going to go ahead and do refined storage just so I can get rid of these chests and store everything on a computer and in hard drive, so I don't have to click on one chest, oh it's not in there, go to another chest, not in there, go to another chest, not in there. You get the idea. So it just makes everything a little bit cleaner. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and get right into the Flux network here. So what we're going to need for the Flux network, we're going to need a couple of the Eye of Vendors. We're going to need Flux, and then we're going to need Obsidian. Yeah, we definitely have enough Obsidian, no issue there. Flux, we have a little over 3 stacks, so we should have enough for what we need. And then the Ender Pearls, we can go out to our mob grinder here. I did leave it run a little bit. It did run completely out of power, and then I charged this back up, so it used 649,000 RF so far since I completely charged it again. This is what we have. I did go through and delete a lot of the bows, all but one stack of arrows, bones, rotten flesh, and I think that's all I got rid of. So what we have in here is what we sort of generated, so not generated, but what we got collected so far. So we have a little over 4 stacks of ender pearls, so it's definitely enough for what we I mean, it should be enough for what we need right now, because we only need a couple things for the power. So let's go ahead. I believe we need the flux configurator. Let's go ahead and start with just the flux configurator. Let's change this to obsidian. When I take that out, and then I take 4 stacks out of that, put that in there. Now it's generating a little bit more of that. So flux configurator, we just need some flux. So I'm just going to take out all the flux, because we're definitely going to need it. Can't do that in my thing. That's only a 2x2. Okay. So get out of there. So the reason you need the configurator is that's sort of how you configure your system. I mean, it's in the name, but now we also need a controller, because that's it's in the tooltip, so it sort of explains what it does. But every machine you build, most likely it needs a controller. So 9 times out of 10, just build the controller and sort of start from there, because usually when you build the controller, you can right click and get a UI, or if you right click it, it'll tell you what blocks you're missing, things like that. So whenever you're making a new block or a new machine or anything, just start with a controller. It's usually the best way to go. So we just need flux block, 2 flux, which we have, and then a flux core. The flux block uses the flux core and the flux. Yeah. We're probably going to have to, I'm going to have to try to figure out in the config what I have to do to get this so I can obtain it by throwing it in fire and lava, because without getting that in fire and lava, it might be a little difficult to do, actually. So, I also need blaze rods. Or blaze powder, not blaze rods, I'm sorry. Okay, so back into here, back here. Let's just make 6. Give me back the baked potato. Let's just do all of those, I guess. Let's just do as much as I can right now. And back here, we're going to need, how many do I need? 5. I don't want to make more than I have to, just so I can try to get as much done as possible. We are going to try to move everything here I'm going to go ahead and redo this. I'm going to get rid of the nether portal. And then I'm probably going to maybe not move it. Maybe just like I think I said, I think the first 3 episodes is just expand this way. And sort of just go into the hillside. Or go down and then go into the hillside so everything's underground. Because like I said, I'm not the greatest at building. And with underground stuff, you sort of just mine out a big square and you can just do whatever you want down there. You don't really have to build a house. You don't have to build walls. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You sort of just make it square, and you can't really get yelled at for it because it's technically underground. Technically you can, technically you can't, but that's alright. So I'm probably going to just go straight with this door. Go straight in. I know that this is off-centered every which way possible for this layout of the house. But that's okay, I guess. So we're probably just going to go that way. Like I said, just go down a couple blocks. Just make like steps going down. And just mine out a big area in there. And sort of make rooms for each, like... I guess technically... I guess I could make each room like a different thing. Like, I could have a thermal expansion room. And then I could also have a power room. I could have a storage room. Like an enchanting room. Yeah, but we'll do that. We'll go underneath and make decent sized rooms with some hallways, or maybe like a big, like a main area where the storage is, and then have rooms built off of that. We could possibly do that. Yeah, we could possibly do that. We'll get there when we get there. Let's continue with what we're doing here. Where can I place this? Everything just flashed black. Looks like we're fine. I'm just gonna place it here. I don't know what's going on. Just like my PC's spazzing. Fine. So if we right click here, we have to choose a network. So we have to create a new network, which is up here. There is a tab up here. If you go home, it's just sort of where you can name everything and configure wireless charging. I have no idea what this technically is. Oh, armor inventory. The baubles inventory. I don't know exactly what this would do. I'm fairly new to this mod, so I'm not 100% on everything here. But yeah, let's just go ahead and create the network. I'm just going to keep it normal. We don't really need anything else. I'm going to change this to redstone flux just so everything is uniform, because redstone flux is the main usage on everything. Let me go back to redstone flux. Conversion, that's fine, and the color of it's fine. You can change the color if you want, or you could just like click here to get a random color. And private, restricted, public, it doesn't matter because I'm on a server by myself. So I'm going to go ahead and create this. Now that I have that, right here it'll say choose a network. If you click this one, the network selection, if you click on this, because if not, it's not highlighted. You want it to be highlighted so it knows that this right here, this controller, is part of this network. So you definitely want to go to your network selection and click on whichever one you want it to be a part of. So, as you can see here, here's like a statistics tab. It tells you how many plugs you have, how many points you have, how many storages, controllers, your input and output, RF, a tick, the storage change, and then the transfer, and also a buffer. So, I mean, you can sort of go through, and here's the connections that we have to it. As of right now, all we have is a controller. And so let's go ahead. Now that we have the controller, I believe you right-click this. No configuration to paste. Shift right-click? Yeah. So I shift right-clicked. So now my configuration tool is linked to the controller. And now what we need to do is, as I said in here, the network statistics. You need plugs and points. So the plug, it adds energy to our network. And then our points remove energy from our network. So basically you want to put the plug on your power generation, and then you want to put points where you need the power to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just create one plug, as we only have one power generation. It's just that over there for right now. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Okay, so we have one plug. So if I run over here, and let's just say I place it there. Now this isn't linked to anything. As you can see, the border outline is gray, and if you right click on it, it says please select the network. So if I go ahead and click here, and then I click on my network here, boom. Now if we go to network statistics, we have one plug, and now you can see here we have a plug connected to our network, and then as well as the controller. So this is saying that there's one plug, but I don't think this is actually technically working. I'm not 100% on why. Is it because I didn't do this? Pasted configuration? Is there a buffer in here yet? No. So it's saying I have a plug and a controller, but it's not working. The leadstone flux duct, it's even recognizing the flux duct. I know I'm running low on lava, but that shouldn't have anything to do with it. That's weird. I don't want to do that because it might take power from the scene. What's going on here? Ah. I guess it was the wireless charging here. Oh, I guess I am charging it wirelessly. Right? Or is it because I'm not using anything? Okay, let's test it. Let's test it here. Did I put the wrench in here? Nope. I'm gonna test something really quick to make sure everything's working. I don't wanna continue with going on here if this isn't working properly. Best thing is this. So what I want to do is I want to make a point so that removes energy from our system. That's not the crafting table, David. So if I grab one of these and then I set this down, let's just say right here for now. And if I right click, select the network, do our network, then I should be able to go. Actually, I don't even think I need those. It should connect right to the machine, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we need to throw something in there to cook. Have something in here. I want a decent amount because it is going to cook pretty quickly. I got a great idea. Go out here, right click our crops. There we go. That was easy enough, right? Okay. Yep, as you can see, it's replacing the energy there. So now if we go here and click on our, what was here? The plug is putting in 300 RF. And so you can see we're inputting 300 and we're only using 200 currently. So it looks like this is working properly. It's working exactly how it's supposed to be. Yeah, so we should be fine. Right? Yep. Working perfectly fine. So now, if we wanted to make a separate room, like 100 blocks that way, we could just take one of these points, put it there, connect it to the machines, and we're ready to roll. So what I usually do is I set the points on the actual flux duct itself, and then just run that underground like how I have it here. Just so I don't have to make. Eventually I'll have a pulverizer and a redstone furnace for each ore, just so there's not ores, there's always ingots. So eventually I'm going to get into like 7 or 8 of these, and I really don't want to make 16 of these flux points for each back one. So I just hook up just a flux duct, just run it on the back, and just use one point at the end. I mean, it transfers unlimited because I don't have a transfer limit. Well, I mean, technically I do it at 256,000, but I can just turn it off. Boom. Now there's no limit on how how much energy can go across. So we should never run into an issue of like a bottleneck per se. So that's sort of that mod in a nutshell, honestly. There's not much else that you can do with it. You can make storage. It would hold 128 million RF, the largest storage that you can create. Smallest one's 256,000. Let's see what the leadstone energy one's that's out here. I think this is only 200,000, right? 2 million. Okay, so that one's in between the Herculean and the basic. So the Herculean, you just need 6 of the basic, and a basic is 6 flux blocks, and that's 4 of those. So to get just a basic flux storage, you needed 6, and then 4, so that's 24 of the flux cores. So I mean, like I said, you're going to need a little bit of a little bit of amount of flux, and right now we're looking at. I think I still had it all on me. I don't think I put any back. Yeah, I didn't put any back, and I only have 45 left out of that little over 2 stacks. So we definitely have to figure out the configuration issue with this redstone throwing it into fire lava, because we really need that. Because if not, we'll be mining for a long time to try getting the amount of flux that we need. So yeah, that's sort of, like I said, that's that mod in a nutshell. So we can go ahead and move away from this mod for right now. This will come in handy when we move over into the cave. This will come in a real big handy. I still have that block on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the points and the configurator in there, as well as the flux core, and then the flux can go over here. Do I have room in the... I guess it is here. Yeah. Yeah, we have room. So I'm going to start keeping the hammer in there. Okay. That takes care of the flux network, so I can get rid of that one. Now, the refined storage. This is a bigger mod. Sometimes it can take a little bit to do things within it. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. Here's a controller. Like I said, with a lot of the mods, you just start with the controller. It's sort of like the basic idea here. Yeah, so we're going to need a machine casing, which is quartz enriched iron and just stone. It doesn't have to be chiseled. And the quartz infused stone, quartz enriched iron is just 3 iron and another quartz. We have plenty of iron. We have plenty of quartz. No issue here. Go ahead and do this. I'm just going to make 4 stacks. I don't know exactly how much we're going to need. That might be too much for what we need for this episode, but it's always better to have more than not enough, right? Let me go grab some stone, since we got that rolling. Yep. Okay, so I have the machine casing. The silicon, there's a lot of different ways to get silicon, but I want to say that's probably the easiest right there, is just to smelt nether quartz. So I'm going to take 4 stacks. Break this hopper. Set an input to the top, output to this side, so it goes into the chest. Throw 1 in. Make sure it does it right. Yep. Working perfect. Set that. Set those. There we go. So I'm working on some silicon right now. That's no issue. Advanced processor. All you have to do is smelt a raw advanced processor. And to get the raw advanced processor, you need a diamond, a redstone, silicon again, and then a processor binding. This is where you could run into some issues if you're not careful with what you're doing with the slime balls. But you need a slime ball and 2 string. We should have some slime. If not, we just have to go to one of the slime islands. If we look here at the map, let me click the day at the top here. Shows you exactly what we were looking at here. So this island, whoa, that zooms in way quicker. So this right here, this is a slime island. I'll fly to it to show you exactly what it looks like up in the sky, but it's an island floating up in the air. It's if you miss it, you're not looking. Let me just tell you that. It's very obvious up in the sky. So we're gonna have to go visit one of those. That's probably the easiest way to get slime in this mod pack. So we're definitely want to go do that. I thought I had slime though. I don't. Okay. So let's fly to that slime island real quick. I do have one marked for the purple slime, and the reason I have that is, here's the slime island. This is a normal one here. See how the platform's green? To get night slime, which I believe is the purple for the Taker's Construct tools, instead of this being green, this will be purple. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, this is probably the easiest way to get slime. And it's not just killing them that gives you slime, because there's these slime blocks. What you want to do is just break it with your hand. And that converts into slime blocks. Or slime balls. So, right there I already have 17. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost 100%. If you get a sapling from this tree, I'm going to try it right here. If you get a sapling, I'm pretty sure you can just plant these again and just keep getting these over. Yeah, here we go. Hey, I saw you. Coming down for you, too. I don't take fall damage. Watch. Bingo. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all you'd have to do is plant that, and then the trees keep growing, and then you'll get slime balls every single time. So, that's a little bit of a tempo. Alright, so now that we have that, we have ton of string from our mob grinder out here. Fortunately. Let me just grab 2 stacks of that. Way more than I need, but that's alright. I'm not going to be doing all this, so I'm just going to be doing 64. I don't know exactly how many we'll need, but it's always better to have some. Okay, so we have everything that we need here. I just don't have it in my inventory. I'll just grab a half stack of that. That should be enough. One over here. These should be done. Alright, now we can go ahead and make the controller here. Go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and make 5 of these. Because some of the recipes later we will need. Not 100% on how many, but I know it's going to be at least 5. Those won't be going to waste 100%. So that's the only thing that we're missing, really. There we go. So I should have everything to make the controller. Yep. So I don't know if it was an issue with my last world or not, but I had everything set up and then I moved the controller and it broke everything. So I don't know if that's how it's going to be again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this, the flux controller. If it comes down to it, I'll do it in between episodes. But I'm going to go ahead and put the controller here. And then I'm just going to put the containers next to it there. Okay, that broke a lot faster than I thought. We don't really need the resonator out right now, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in our chest for our mods. And then we need our flux controller because we're going to be using that for this. So I'll set that right next to it. Then up here should be our point and plug. Point. Plug. Got those as well. Inventory is a wreck. Don't get me wrong, but we need it. We need everything in there basically. So, okay, so now that we have the controller, all we have to do is power it. And that should be fine there. Okay, so the next thing that we need is a crafting grid. Yeah, crafting grid. I believe that's what I want. Right? Crafting monitor. Crafting monitor. I'm corrected. And the reason I want a crafting monitor is if I right click on the monitor that's not crafting, I can only view the items in my storage. If I create the crafting one, you basically get a crafting station or a crafting table within what you're looking at within your system. So you can look at what you have and craft what you're looking at all in the same monitor instead of going from one to the other. So definitely wanted to go with the crafting monitor 100%. Let me see exactly what we all need. We need some glass. I don't think we need stained glass. That'd be crazy. I think the stained glass might change the color of the monitor. We might have to mess around with that just to make sure. So we need some improved processors, which is the same recipe just with gold. We are going to need a little bit of that, so I'm going to go ahead and do 20 of it. I know that we're running out of gold, but like I said, we're definitely going to need those. We go ahead and start smelting those. I'm glad I upgraded this to go quick, because that's real quick. Oh, did I need some that are not? Oh, okay. Whew. I thought I had to do it without it smelted. Okay, so now all we need is a pattern. That's pretty straightforward. 2 of those. We're going to need a lot more glass as well, so I'm definitely going to have to do one of those in between episodes. Okay, so we should have everything we need for the crafting monitor done. I don't know where I want to set those yet, so I'm not going to place them. Because I don't know if I want it on top of it, because if I'm not mistaken... Oh no, it should work. It might not. You might have to have a cable connected to it, so I don't want to put it on top and then have to run a cable here, then here, and have it look horrible. I mean, everything else looks horrible, but might as well have one thing not look horrible. Okay. So now we have a way to view what we have. We have the controller to control everything. Now we just have to have something somewhere to store our drives. So you need a disk drive. Again, pretty straightforward recipe. Same basic thing, just quartz enriched iron, machine casing, advanced processor, and a chest. So I have everything but that and a chest. So now I just have to go over here. Grab 8. Go Zynga. Here it is. Done. Okay, so I believe this holds 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. These must be... No, what are these up? Oh my god. Oh. Those are where you can put upgrades. Upgrade, range upgrade, speed upgrade, stack upgrade, crafting upgrade, silk touch, fortune. Is there like a miner or something? What else would you need? What else would you need fortune for? I guess if you put a destructor, I guess technically a destructor you could put fortune in, and if you placed a whole ore of diamond or coal or redstone or anything, it would break that block and it would give you fortune. Okay, that makes sense. So then you could use another machine to place those blocks, and then you can use the destructor to break them automatically. So then you don't have to go through the whole process of either throwing them in a pulverizer, throwing them in a redstone furnace, or taking them out and breaking them manually with a hammer. So we might get into that actually, because once we start our ore generation with, I forget what the mod is, but once we get into our ore generation, it's going to be really annoying because we're going to get a lot of diamond ore, a lot of emeralds and redstone and coal and lapis, and usually I take it out of the system. I place it in a 3x3 as high as I can go, and then I use the hammer and just go crazy on it because I have fortune. So this destructor might actually come in handy here a little later in the series. Wireless transmitter must be placed on cable. I'm not 100%. Oh yeah, that's so you can access your system away from the system. Like if you're down mining or anything, like not mining, but if you're under your house building and you need a couple blocks instead of going all the way back, you can just use this. Okay. So yeah, it holds up to 8 discs, and your discs are here. The storage disc, 4K, 16, 64. 64, I believe, is the biggest, not unless they changed some things. Yeah, 64 is the largest that you can make here, because I think these are fluids. Yeah. Yeah. So 64 is the largest. So that is the downside to the refined storage, is that it only has the 64K. If we looked at Applied Energistics, they have a separate mod part of the Applied Energistics. Is it actually in this mod pack? It might not be in this mod pack, actually. A 64K is also the largest you can go within the base Applied Energistics. But if I'm not mistaken, they have a separate mod that is a part of it. Let me just search storage cell. Okay. Let's just do storage. Applied Energistics. Nope. Does? Nope. Well, maybe it's not in this mod. I thought it was. I thought it was in this mod pack where you can go larger than the... What are these ones here? I'm very lost. Because I'm almost 100% it was in my last world. Maybe it was bugged. Maybe they took it out. But you were able to go up to way higher than 64K. You could go up to like, oh my, I want to say it was like 2048 like K. I know that's weird layout, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. It was 2048K. And it was outrageous. I mean, it was very, very, very expensive. Because if we were to look at a storage cell here to 64K, you would need one of these storage components, which means you would need 3 of these storage components, which means you would need 3 calculation processors. And then you would need 9 4K. You need 27 Ks. So you would need 27 of these, which is 27 gold. And this is just for 164. So you would need 3 of the calculation processors. You would need 9 calculations processors. So that's 12 calculation. And then you would need, what, 27 of those. So that's 39 calculation processors. Yeah, there's a very big process in applied energistics. But the mod itself, I think it's been around longer. But the refined storage, it's a lot cheaper, I believe. But obviously, a lot's changed since the last time I played this. Because like I said, there was a lot bigger drives than just a 64K. Let's go ahead and start. I'm just going to craft some 16s, like 8 16s. Because that should be enough to store everything I have. So, the 16s, it's sort of the same exact layout. So, to get the 16, I need 8 of them. So, I need 8 of those. Which means I need 24 of those. And then 24 times 3, which is what? 72? I need 72 of these right here. So I need a lot of glass, a lot of silicon, and then on top of that, I need some more of these improved processors, basic processors. So I'm not going to go ahead and make 8 of them right now. I'm probably just going to make, let's just say 2, just to keep it simple. So I need 6 of those, and then I need 18 of these. So I need 18. So regardless, I still need a lot of material. Don't get me wrong. But it's a lot less than what I need on the other one. I can only do 3. Why? What's holding me back? Redstone. There. Now I'm not held back. I can only do 7. Why? Glass. All right. Let's see what 7 can handle here. 2 of those. So I don't even have enough for 1. Let's get some glass rolling here. I thought I had some glass. I thought I had a lot of glass, honestly. Oh no, I used it for that over there. Wow. If I need gravel or I need cobblestone. Cobblestone coming in handy today. Just do 4. Let's switch this back over. Let's shut this off. Let's go bing. Hey, where'd it go? Place that. Bing, bing, bing. That should turn that into gravel. Yeah. Ooh, let me... There we go. I made it the bottom one here because sand is this separate output here, which means it'll automatically go into glass. Oh. Put that in there too. Crazy. Okay, so we're sort of on a hold for right now with this mod. Should I just go ahead and make a couple 4Ks? Just for now, just to get it rolling. I mean, I can make a 1K storage just to show you guys exactly what we're working with here. Hey, let's do it. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. It's not like they're going to go to waste or anything. So I have the 2, as you can see in here. They're in there. So let's go ahead and... I'm just going to go ahead and place this up here. It shouldn't hurt anything. Okay, so now we need cable to connect everything together, which is a very simple recipe as well. I don't have glass. Yeah, glass is like a big priority right now with these type of mods because of the cables. So let's go ahead and do something like that. I don't know if I need that one because it's literally touching the face of it, but so let's go ahead and dig underneath this. The reason I'm going under it is for the point. Right? And then the plug goes over here, right? I don't remember now. Yep, there we go. Aha, see? We have power. So, I crafted the wrong one. It's not the crafting monitor, it's the storage monitor. Crafting monitors for the crafting recipes that you have. See, I done goofed. Get that out of here. Alright. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Storage monitor. Oh boy. Need more glass, of course. Wait, is that done? Oh, it's full. I was gonna say, there's no way that's done already. Okay, storage monitor. We need a construction core, which is glowstone and a basic processor, which is made with iron. I believe I have iron. No, I don't. I crafted all the iron. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do one thing at a time here. So we need 2 basics. We need 3 basic. We need 4 basic. So we need 4 basic processors. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. Okay, we got 4. We need to smelt those. Get our basic processors. Let me grab that glass just in case I need it. There we go. Okay, so now that we have those, I need glowstone and I think it was quartz. I think that's what it was for this one. Yep. Bang. Bang. What am I missing? Go away that. And boom. That back up. Okay, storage. Oh, that's not like glass. Hopefully you get that back. It says it's connected. I'm confused. Maybe it's not that either? What am I missing here? Maybe it's these here. Let's try a grid. I know we're making a bunch of things here, but I'm new to the mod, so we're just getting into this as we go here, basically. I need another glowstone. I need another of this. I need to make, what was it? 4. Oh no, I have this. So I only need 2 more basics. Throw those in there. Grab that out. I don't have room. Let's do this. I know we're going to need a lot of that. We're going to need this and this for right now. Grab that, grab that, grab that. There we go. Inventory's a little bit more organized for what we're doing here. You do something like that and you forget what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna make like 5 of these things so I don't have to keep doing that. There we go. It might be the grid for what we need to access our, whoa. Yeah, viewing items. Okay. So I can get rid of this. Grid. There we go. Finally, look at that. Process was made. Not process. Progress. Flip of the tongue, I guess. So, if I was to say throw in redstone, boom. Instead of having 2 entries, stack in here, 1 entry tells you exactly how many. Same with these. 130 tells you exactly how many. And you can take it out. It's sorted by quantity instead of name. It's probably the best idea to do name at the beginning. Just so, the reason I say that is because when you do quantity and you do this, as soon as I take a stack, boom, now I'm on redstone. So if you wanted to hurry up and take, say, 2 stacks out and you click quick, you take out redstone instead. If you sort by name, no matter what, it's going to be there regardless, even if you have 2 in front. So it just makes it a little bit easier. I believe you can use space. You cannot use space. Can you click and drag? Okay, but you can click and drag your items in. So it's not that bad. So it's definitely not the worst. Let me just take out everything again. I'm going to go ahead and throw the storage monitor in there because I definitely don't need that 100%. And as you can see over here, you can take a look at, you have one stored so far out of 1,000, and that's how many items. So if I throw in a stack, it should be at 65. Yep. So now I have 65 out of 2,000. So we can store 2,000 items in there. Like I said, that's not a lot because these are the basic things, but once you get 8 64s, that is a lot. That's what, 264 times 4 is 256, and then times that by 2, so that's what, 512. That's 512,000 items just in one of these disk drives filled with 64,000. So what did I say? 512? Yeah, 512,000 items. Let's see. How much is this? That's only 4,000 items. I can store 512,000. That's 64 stacks. I mean, that's a lot of items. So once we get a couple of these, like 3 or 4 of these with 64K drives, storage is pretty taken care of. And you can craft I'm going to go ahead and make the crafting grid instead of the grid. And the reason for that is, you'll see here in a second. As you can see, it's just, you could see, like I said before, you can only see what's in here and that's it. There is no crafting ability within here. Obviously, you could see more of what you have because it shows a lot more rows. But I'll show you what I'm talking about with the crafting grid. It makes it a lot better. Because the way that it's set up now, we would have to take the items out using the grid, go to a crafting table, and then do whatever we need. And say you forgot something, you'd have to go back to your computer and then come back to the crafting table. It just gets annoying. So the crafting grid, very straightforward. Very straightforward. That. Bing. Bing. And. Okay, now. Bing. Say you have a whole bunch of, say your whole thing's filled, and you wanted to craft a crafting table or something. You could just find your wood, put it here, and then you can make as many as you like. Say you have a stack of wood, and you do a 2x2 to make a crafting table. If you shift click this crafting table, it'll take out. You can make as many crafting tables as your computer has wood, basically. So try to avoid shift clicking here. Try to just like click to find out exactly how many you need, because if not, you can. Here, I'll do a demonstration. It should work. As you can see, I should only be able to make 1 because it's only listed 1 here. But if I shift click this, I make 6 because it used all of the iron that's in your system. And vice versa. If I go like this and I have iron block in there, if I click once, it only gives me 9 iron ingots, but it replaces it with another block. If you look up here, as soon as I click, it'll go from 4 to 3. Boom. And then if you shift click, it'll take all of these out and give me all ingots in my inventory. So like I said, you just want to be careful with shift clicking in these, because if you're building, like, say we were on our 64K drives and I accidentally shift clicked instead of just clicking, I could have messed everything up and I have to restart. So just a little bit of a warning with that. But that is the basic setup for the refined storage. You just get a disk drive, put some disks in there, and you put your items in. This is like the most basic storage system you can have. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there for right now. In between episodes, I'm probably going to work on getting some more drives in there, some higher caliber drives instead of using 1Ks. I might just fill it all with 64Ks in between episodes because, like I said, that is a little bit of a grind and it could be annoying to watch. It's annoying to do. So I'm going to probably do that in between episodes. I'm also going to mine this out here. It's not going to be the prettiest in between episodes, but as we progress on, I'll make it look a little bit better with the chiseled stone. And once we get a couple more nether quartz, we can make some laboratory blocks and get chisels going and make it look a little better. But I'm just going to mine out just so I have an area. I have a layout of what I want to do, and then we can go from there. I also might just take... I might have a surprise for next episode. I might have a surprise for what I'm doing in between. It uses... I forget the name of it. Give me 1 second. Just ignore that I completely forgot what I was talking. It uses ender pearls. If you know what you're talking about. If you play modded Minecraft, you might have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, next episodes there's going to be a little bit of a surprise, and I'm going to go ahead and try to move all of this stuff to the new area. Not new area, but the new base technically. So thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one.